Hello and welcome to HT's weekly talk show, The Interview. Beginning this week, we introduce yet another segment called Case Files. Herein, we turn the pages with well-known police officers, enforcement directorate officials, and even encounter specialists to take us through some of the cases that they handled or perhaps mishandled during their tenure. Those that they cracked or maybe failed to, but those that hit headlines at that point in time. Not to forget lawyers who have argued landmark cases. Our first guest in this series is well-known cop Dependra Pathak, a familiar name among the police force. He has investigated exam paper leaks, he has handled the farmers' protests and women wrestlers' agitation, as also a nose-chopping case in Delhi's red light area. Today, in this new series, he tells us all that he possibly can, including the anecdote where a well known name in Bollywood had angered the Sikhs because she had named her dogs inappropriately. So let's listen in to Dependra Pathak in this edition of HT's weekly talk show, The Interview, in our special segment, Case Files. Welcome to the show, Mr. Dependra Pathak, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, madam.
Let me take you back to 2004, when, as a police officer, you were in charge of investigations during the exam paper leaks then. You were also involved during the protests of women wrestlers in Jantar Mantar. Looking back, do you find history repeating itself now?
Yeah, incidents are of similar type. Naturally, a lot of changes has taken place. Technology, it has gone. There is a paradigm shift in the last 20 years. But yes, the fundamental elements are same. Like in 2004, that time it used to be called CPMT, combined pre-medical test. And just before the previous evening, it was a detection. I was that time DCP of Crime Branch of Delhi. We got an input. Information was that in one of the remote area of East Delhi side, so there used to be a roadside dhaba. Suddenly the dhaba was making food for 300, 400 people. And little crowd and the vehicles and all were there. So the field staff, they noticed that in one of the building, a large number of gathering, either students, other girls and the boys and other people. And then finally, he could gather that some coaching going on, an exam is tomorrow. Assistant Commissioner came to me that they wanted to raid. So then we said, yes, let us do that. And we raided. We could round up a large number of students as well as the gang of people who were involved in this.
And what was happening when you raided? What was happening and what did you find?
It was a question paper, and naturally it was in a handwritten 3, 4, 5 pages was there. So now they all were rounded up. So immediately we contacted that time. CBSE used to organize this. So the chairman and the controller of examination. So one officer goes there. And he goes, the controller of examination goes along with the officer to their strong room. And when they opened the strong room and tried to match it matched completely. And control of examination that time, he sat on the ground. So, but from there, the ACP informed me that yes, the detection is exactly the same what we were suspecting.
Tell me about the interrogation and tell me about the accused Ranjit Don.
Yes, so all those people who were the accused in this case, so they all were rounded up and they were interrogated. In that, the mastermind was Ranjit Don.
How tough was it to interrogate him?
We had nabbed him along with his associates as well,
Including his father?
including his father. He was a tough nut to crack because he was involved in such cases earlier also and has this experience of going through such interrogation. And naturally, he was not coming up. No clue we were finding. How it moved.
I was just going to ask you, what was the modus operandi? How did they do it?
They said that it was all under the nose and closest supervision of the controller of examination, rather in his own chamber. And the standalone computer is used. Then the one question which came to us was that whether he was doing in his own hand or someone else. Because generally, like computer friendly, during those days and almost at an official of 58, 59, so then that was our imagination that he may not be doing himself. Then we could find that yes, one of his staff was doing it.
The controller of examination staff.
Staff, although in his presence.
Oh, how is that possible?
Like he's sitting there and he is doing it, doing formatting or the question or jumbling of the question papers, because naturally controller of examination, he has all these question papers and he is accordingly setting it up, giving numbers and all, but somebody is doing it. And so he says no chance at all. But while interrogating that staff, we could sense some straw from there. So we did his house raid simultaneously, parallel, and we could find some cash, certainly beyond the known source of his income. And after that, he broke. Very, very small time, because otherwise the control of examination was there sitting with him throughout. But in between, he was out maybe for a minute or two outside, he must have gone to a washroom and all. So that was the time. This young man was quite smart. So he had kept a wire up to the computer. So he attached that and mailed to his account, and he could do it in few seconds. So basically, these gangs of paper leak who do paper leak, they do all kinds of analysis. So they located him, and after that offered him a huge sum of money.
How much money at that point?
In the raid, around 45 lakh was recovered from his residence. So this was initial money. The commitment was of crores. He was a known criminal in this domain.
That was Ranjit Don, which means this staffer connected the wire, it transferred to his computer and then gave it to Ranjit Don. Is that was how it was done? So how many papers were leaked?
Oh, this was one. Prior to that, he was involved in many paper leaks.
So while it was easy for you to interrogate and get it out of the staff member because he was not a known criminal, when you were interrogating Ranjit Don, how tough was it? Because he was the mastermind, he was a hardened criminal.
He was a hardened criminal. He was not budging at all. He was very successful in deflecting us. And this parallel talking was going on even at the controller of examination place. And like in such cases, even the top notch, you have to suspect them, and sometimes it becomes very, very embarrassing also.
You're talking about interrogating
Yes,
the controller of examination.
The controller of examination.
Tell me some moments.
He used to get like Caesars, something like that also. Naturally, he used to get quite disturbed. They were saying that no chance at all, because naturally he was not involved. But coming to that, what was the subcultural infirmity which made this possible? The subcultural infirmity during that time was that lack of computer handling knowledge.
Just explain this.
If I am the in charge, if I myself am handling on a standalone computer, finalizing that these the questions are and taking the printout out, and so then there is no chance. So at that point of time, it is a technical subcultural infirmity that you have to take help of someone who will do this. So it has a two connotation. One is that it is like I am not hands on computer, so there is this infirmity is there. And another is also at times there is a hierarchical infirmity. This is a cultural, that lag is also there.
Explain this.
Like suppose I am in a senior position, so I will ask my PA or a staff to do it. Although I am there, he is my confidant, but I am there. But in between, like suppose even for natural call, if I go out for 2-3 minutes, few seconds they need.
So that staff member you said was easy to interrogate. When it came to the controller of examination, he was nervous and he also had seizures.
Yes, at the strong room, when both matched, that time he sat on ground. So it was like suppose we got a blackout.
So interrogating Ranjit Don, did you personally interrogate him? How did it work?
You see, bland face, very, very hardened. So he will just say that no. Like, from where did you get it? I says, then this is it. But there is no question of no. Here are students, here is a document, you are here. So, but he was not ready. This is how the hardened criminals, they respond.
How much did the students pay him? Did you interrogate students also? How was that? Handling that segment?
My questioning was more to the parents. It was connected to the parents goading these children that go and get these papers, and they all were there loitering outside and organizing it. So everyone was involved.
What was the price tag for the paper? How much did the students pay?
It was between 10 to 20 lakhs.
Per paper?
Yeah, per paper, yeah.
So per student, so 10 to 20 lakhs a student paid.
Actually, it varied from student to student. So it is a question of opportunity. Someone says, no, I'm not interested. Okay, no. Then somebody says, okay, let me pay 5 lakhs, let me pay 10 lakhs. If someone is interested himself, so then in that case, naturally, more amount.
Were some students arrested also?
No, students were not arrested.
So Ranjit Don was arrested, the staffer was arrested,
His associates were arrested.
father was arrested.
Father was arrested. Father was out, I think he was outside. So the role what he played, so that kind of charges were made on him.
But how did Ranjit Don, and I'm coming back to my question, how did he crack? Did you use third degree? However, whatever you can tell me, how did you make him confess?
Our investigation was a parallel investigation on 4-5 fronts. One was that we were talking to the examining agencies, and we were talking to the controller. Another set was that where this paper got printed. The third was this person who was the accused was getting interrogated. We wanted to unfold that how this question paper came to him and where did he pay this money. This transaction we wanted to unfold. So it was a multi-level, but yes, he was interrogated in the toughest possible manner.
Which means what? What is toughest in
He's
police?
a professional police, I must say this, yeah.
Did you beat him up?
Not beating, but this is a professionally we handled.
How many days did he take to crack up? And did he confess?
Yeah, he has to.
How many days did he take?
I think 3 days time. 3 to 4 days time.
You won't reveal any moments any anxious moments. You won't reveal what he went through. You won't reveal how he actually finally.
Number one is a 20-year-old case.
You will remember. Your memory is very sharp.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tread to, as you said, police confidentiality, but whatever you can tell us for the viewer to understand that this kind of crime, this is how it is tackled, and this is how even hardened criminals ultimately crack.
You see, first of all, any crime, criminal, they leave evidences. Any kind of crime can be solved. This is number one. And also, we made the life of even the beneficiaries, so-called possible beneficiaries at that point of time, very tough.
Which is the students?
Students and the parents as well.
So, when you say very tough, what does it mean? Why I'm asking this? Because in the recently concluded agitation, mishandling by the police of the students is under focus. We'll come to this, but I want to take you back to then when you handled students. What did you do? You brought these students to the police station?
Yes. First of all, the boys and the girls, they all were brought to the crime unit. Their parents were brought. Each and every student, we did the profiling. So everyone was questioned. They all started crying, weeping. The parents also.
Would you say that there was need or necessity at that point to manhandle, if I may use the term, the students, or was it easy? Was it over, to use a lighter term, over tea and biscuits that they told you what they did?
No, certainly we were not very so soft as well. We were tough, but certainly within the legal framework.
Okay. Correct terminology. Let me ask you, what is your take between then and now, be it the 2004 paper leaks or the women wrestlers protest? You handle the women wrestlers protest also. Take me through that, and then we'll compare from then to now how the scene has changed. So let's first talk about handling the women wrestlers, where I believe the police bodily lifted the women wrestlers, and that too the male cops did it.
Yeah, so let me do this. Let me first complete the CPMT one.
All right.
You see, then and now is almost 22 years has passed. Technology has gone up, changed many folds, but at the same time, the amount what now the parents or the candidate is ready to give, certainly it must have gone many folds, and that is a great locomotive for such crime to happen. The parents and the students also, because their role also, they are also liable for it, because they are the one who is making this possible, because from here the demand is there.
So, from the price tag of 45 lakhs to maybe a crore, which was then, what would you put the figure to now?
Naturally, it should be few crores for sure. So it is already under investigation, so naturally it will come up. All these criminals, such elements who works years and years for this, so they find it lucrative. So that is to be made toughest possible and rarest of the rare. Handling a crime with a mindset of rarest of the rare, such that it has a great demonstration effect. They should shiver. So that kind of punishment must be given to such criminals.
So, in that sense, what the Prime Minister announced of 10-year imprisonment with a high fine is what you think is the answer? Or when you said rarest of rare cases, then it also amounts to death penalty. What would you say?
Naturally, our Honorable Prime Minister and the group of professionals and officials and the legal experts, they must have gone in detail in deciding the quantum. The more important in this is speed and certainty.
So the government has announced fast track court.
Yes.
But what about rarest of rare cases?
Rarest of rare, yes.
Then 10 years is not enough.
Yeah. So then it can go up.
What would you advocate?
No, what I say that, you see, the more important is ensuring punishment. Now there is a ensuring punishment. If you make it, like death penalty, then the examination, the way then the court examines is that there should not be even iota of infirmity in investigation or in presenting the case before the court.
What about the women wrestlers protest? First, tell me about that, about your bodily having the women wrestlers lifted from the stage, dismantling the stage.
It was the new parliament inauguration, and before that, the women wrestlers protest was going on, and it was there at Jantar Mantar itself. Previous evening, so a group of women wrestlers. There's a discussion going on with the top government, and perhaps it broke at night. And that was the time that Delhi police, we and the government, we became active. Now our preparedness was to take place in a robust way. I was in charge. They had given calls to all to come to Jantar Mantar. So first was to make it very, very difficult for people to gather. So, and we were quite successful in that.
What did you do?
3 layer of checks. Like metro gates are closed. Metro is not allowed to stop nearby metro stations. Apart from this, we also sealed the borders. If I compare that with the present one, what you said, this was certainly, it was a larger scale. Number is more. But at that point of time, it was very sensitive, and the group who were doing it, they're physically very strong. They are wrestlers, and they were out and out that, okay, so they will not agree. They have to march to the parliament. We had layers of women constable. Suddenly, they all became active. They came. So initially, there was a tug of war going on between the lady police and the women wrestlers. Although lady police was outnumbering them, but in the articulation and the physical strength, so we could see that they are throwing the lady staff here, there, across the barricade. A total chaotic situation they could create. And lady staff, they were not able to contain them. They will just lift and throw.
Because they were wrestlers.
They were wrestlers. I myself was present at that point, and then finding it that it is very difficult, and if a single wrestler, if they just cross us, and after that it is hardly 400 meters, they are physically so fit, they will just run and will create a trouble at the parliament gate. So our police arrangement is then it fails. So finding this, I had to ask on mic everyone, all policemen, everyone, male, female, whoever is, just catch them. If I remember exactly, there were wrestlers were 109. So we held everyone, and after that took them to the various different parts of Delhi in other police stations. Apart from that, there were other hundreds of supporters, so they also were lifted.
So bodily, the male cops,
Male, female combined. Yeah.
okay, bodily lifted them, put them in the van, and took them away.
And took away. So that was it. One decision what we took on ground, that let us remove this tent now and within 10 minutes.
The stage.
The stage and all the other facilities, naturally like the way it is at Jantar Mantar. Everything was removed, and we made as well kind of a police chavni over there, such that when they come back, there is no place. We will not allow anyone to go inside. So after that, that chapter was closed. And apart from that, they had not followed the direction of police. We also got case registered.
Yeah, we'll come to the FIR bit later.
Yeah.
But tell me, did you get into trouble or were you pulled up for doing what you did? Like some of the cops now are being held accountable for, say, using pellet guns or using force. Or did you just get away?
No, in our case, there was no issue at all because of two, three reasons. Number one, the scale of the problem. The issue was very sensitive. The scale of the problem and the number was certainly less as compared to the present one. And number two, everyone was informed. Well, naturally, the officer on ground, they have to take decision. And usually law and order and in policing, it's a very dynamic process. It is then and there. You have to take decision within seconds. So I will compare that this is of different type. What now and it was then. Different type and scale also. But yes, it's a similar strategy this time also.
When you say similar strategy, do you think that there are some things in the current agitation or the recently concluded agitation that the police should not have done? And to ask you or put it bluntly, where did they go wrong? At the moment, the police seems to be in the eye of a storm, saying that force was used, the protesters were manhandled, and also pellet guns were used.
You see, the minimum use of force, this is number one. Its quantification is a difficult one. And the kind of pandemonium which was there, these all are under investigation. Actually, on ground, what happens that naturally the crowd psychology is such, and that to be when crowd is of youngsters like this, they have great energy. So some infirmities are bound to happen in a real ground situation. So, but at the same time, if we compare then that the had police gone berserk, then the situation would have been much worse. I know Delhi police in and out. So I will say that they maintained utmost restraint because the other videos which are also coming in, the policeman is also being attacked. An individual point of view, it may say that no, I got hit by baton. At a larger perspective, at a larger professional canvas, if we see, then it's a one of the best possible professional handling of crowd by Delhi police.
Were you in charge? Would you have handled this differently?
You see, it's an open question because every situation is different. Unless until if you are on ground, you cannot say that I would have handled this way, that way. But yes, a better perception management is important. That would have helped.
Which means?
Which means that perception management means like keeping people informed, like this is happening, that is happening, and even after that. So that helps.
So that communication gap between the police and the people you think was there.
Yeah, like suppose the police people not there. So there the police is handling very professionally, but from outsiders, like for we people, like what all happened. So a better communication helps.
Which here was lacking?
It could have, but there was a scope of improvement.
What about the FIRs being withdrawn? During your tenure, you were always of the view that FIRs must be registered. Otherwise, as you once told your minister, and I quote, it will be on us. Just explain this to me.
There is a legal process. Like police command, you are not agreeing to. This is one. Number two, then you are also roughing up the police. This is a kind of assault on policemen on duty. There is a legal command to them that don't do this, don't cross. Now there is a soft barrier. soft barrier in the form of a body and in the form of a barricade. So that also you are breaking. So naturally you have violated law. So a case has to be registered. Case should be registered.
So, how right was the government in agreeing to the demand of withdrawing the FIRs? And for a cop, how dangerous is this?
Number one, in this, I don't know the nuances of circumstances. So, my commenting on this will not be appropriate. It will not be appropriate. The government and the police and they whatever they have agreed to, they have decided must be a well thought, constructive, or positive action and this step.
Fair enough. You have been in charge of VIP security. It was during your tenure that there was a conspiracy to assassinate Prime Minister Modi, and I quote, in a Rajiv Gandhi type incident. So take me through that.
You see, VVIP security, particularly when it involves such high top minister or the prime minister or or for that matter the president and all. So these nuances should not be discussed in public because these are of the first and foremost very secret nature. Even if you are retired, one must not reveal it.
So, safely, how much can you tell me about protecting a Prime Minister of India?
It is, I must say that it is fail proof. Various layers are there. I must say maybe the highest of standards in the world.
And yet, two Prime Ministers were assassinated.
That was a different circumstances.
What are the constraints of handling a VIP, especially at the level of a Prime Minister?
For ensuring fail-proof security, you have to be little tough also. And when it comes to the most important VVIP, then at times important person or lesser VIP, so they also need to be guided or stopped. At times it is it is difficult, but you get used to it. As a professional police officer, you are inoculated.
Has VIP security given you sleepless nights, literally?
No, I will say rather that the entire police career is sleepless night. So it is 35 years of sleepless night.
Take me through your experiences of policing in the red light area where you handled a nose chopping case.
Ah, yes. I was working as SHO of the police station and we got a call that some knifing incident has happened in a particular kotha. So as SHO, I rushed there. It was night time. And then we could see that one girl, so nose has been chopped by some customer. The lady in charge had some idea that who is this, but they were not coming out because police action and it may affect their business. But at the same time, I could see that the one girl is nose is chopped. But there was some dispute, and he, as a punishment, he says, "Oh, you look good, so I chop your nose." So that he did. I got moved. It was the first few days of my policing. So I ensured that the number two things, first and foremost, taken this girl to hospital, and there I got the even plastic surgery and all tied up such that due care is given to this girl. And number two, by early morning, we nabbed that assailant and hardest and toughest possible treatment and case was instituted against him apart from the arrest and all.
And finally, on a lighter note, tell me about the actress, Bollywood actress, and her puppies that had the 6 in a Gurudwara up in arms?
Yeah, so I will tell you two. You have asked one, I'll give you two. I was DCP. So one of the actress, so her two puppies were there, and the name was written Sardar so and so, Sardar so and so. It was a little absurd that why the name of the puppy should be like that. So naturally, the very next day, the Gurudwara people came with a complaint that look, this is it.
You name dogs after a Sardar.
Name after that, and although the lady I think was the Sikh herself. So naturally after that the communication and all, but she apologized.
And withdrew the Sardar from the name?
Later on must be must be. So it was between them. So after that they had they pursued, we would have further gone again instituting some case and all. So this was one. Another one was that we got a complaint. I was DCP crime. We got a complaint by mail that one girl has duped some IT professional, and he has been duped $10,000, and he wants action. And the photograph of the girl was also there, and the photograph was one of the top actress of Bollywood.
So that was Aishwarya Rai.
No. I will not name. It came in one of the national dailies as a flyer. Finally, cyber, we could locate that guy who was impersonating.
On that note, let me thank you, Dependra Pathak, for your time and for taking us through your very challenging and interesting career. A career of sleepless nights, if I may quote you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.